Coming up tonight on Sport, Tom Conroy talks with new Stags coach Brad Moore about his coaching background. Tune in at the same time next Wednesday for part 2, where we focus on the season ahead.
Well, Brad, welcome to Southland on an absolutely gorgeous day. You must be pleased to be here with some permanence now.
Oh, it's fantastic to be here, get on the ground, meet the people and see where everything sits. So we're really thrilled to be here.
Well, let's cover your history. Start with your playing history. Did you play football? Whom for?
Yeah, I don't think the playing history will take too long. Certainly played all my life up to about 31, 32, and played for 2 clubs in Christchurch, High School Old Boys and Christchurch Football Club. Yeah, bit of rep stuff thrown in there, and then I had 3 great years playing for Mid Canterbury in what was then the NPC.
Right.
Played a bit overseas as well.
Okay, so after it's a quick transition then to coaching, isn't it? Because you're not that old.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose I had a year off where I finished playing and didn't do anything, and then got into the coaching and just really loved that. So pushed forward as much as I could to upskill.
So what was your first introduction? What was the first team you got your hands on?
Christchurch Colts under 21.
There's a few players now that have kicked on that you can point to and say, I did that.
Well, there's certainly a few that have kicked on that have been part of the process. There's some, we saw some really good guys come through that club, like some Matt Todd, Hadley Parks. There's young guys, Mark Abbott now getting the crack. Coach Richie McCaw for 1 game.
That's good enough.
That'll count.
That's good enough for us. So what did that lead to? What other opportunities did that lead to?
Well, the opportunity that really led to was really honing your skills, grassroots level, understanding that rugby's part of people's lives, but it's not everything. And then an opportunity to coach the Canterbury Colts, which is Canterbury under 21 side, came up, and I was lucky enough to land that. So that was the original sort of opportunity to go past club footy into the rep stuff, and then that led to an opportunity to go to South Africa with Matt Sexton and be involved with the Southern Kings in the Super 15 last year.
Well, let's talk about the Canterbury scene, well known for its good structures, for helping players come through the ranks. What about coaches? How much guidance, how much help did you get?
Loads. Fantastic support. Very much an open door policy. For club coaches, the rep coaches, the Canterbury ITM Cup coaches were always available, Super Rugby coaches available, and they had a very good system of coach development. They had 3-4 coach development officers who were appointed to or assigned to various club sides or clubs, and they were outstanding support to help develop, move you through the levels, and present opportunities outside of coaching, such as various courses that you could go on to upskill. So the support and development there was fantastic.
So when you had a choice of going to South Africa or staying perhaps in the Canterbury system, what tipped it in favour of going to the Republic? Opportunity.
It was an opportunity to go, and that was a chance to get into coaching as a vocation, and took that opportunity.
And how does it differ from the setup in New Zealand? What sort of experiences did you have over there that you wouldn't have at home?
Well, first obvious experience is you've travelled overseas with your family, so that was a great thing for us as a family of 5. Children realise that the world doesn't start and stop in Christchurch, and different languages and cultures and things like that. So that's the first massive opportunity. Rugby-wise, learning all the time, and they did some things that I think we can learn from, and I think there's things that we do that they can learn from. So it's all about getting those experiences and using them to your advantage in whatever environment you're in.
How do you think you improved as a coach in that time? What sort of lessons did you bring back?
Just the leading of different types of people. I think we had 9 different languages spoken as a first language in that environment. and a number of those come from Africa, the languages. So that was a really good thing to learn about and really hone your skills. I think largely it's really good to just understand that your principles are right, and as much as you might be in a different country and there's a different emphasis on different parts of the game, that it really doesn't change too much the basis and principles of the game.
Did you have a specific area of responsibility, the backs, the forwards, defence, attack? What was your area of expertise?
Yeah, I coached the backs and the team attack. And at the start did a bit of some skills training and some kicking coaching as well. But with the Southern Kings and the Super side and the Super competition, it was backs and team attack.
And I think they started with a win, didn't they? It was a good platform.
Yeah.
It got tougher after that.
Yeah, well, there's no place to hide in Super Rugby, I'll tell you. We beat the Force first up. We were never going to lose it. It was something that was just meant to be. It just felt like that, and massive support, massive emotion. The Force had just been, they started a week earlier. They'd just gone from Perth to Melbourne for their first game. So they had to come right back across Australia and then come to PE. We were sitting waiting. Nobody knew anything about us or the players. Our pre-season form had been poor, but there was a plan that was being worked to, and that was all about that first game. Great buzz.
It was a tough build-up because you don't get a lot of notice that last South African team, isn't it? It's sort of thrown together in a quite quick fashion.
Yeah, all that is correct. We got the actual clear. Well, we went over thinking that it was all clear, and then things became a little bit more fluid, and then finally middle of August. So when we're starting to contract players with an actual green light, most other sides had finished their contracting. So they were thinking about pre-season, we were thinking about contracting. So I think to achieve what we did in that short time was massive.
Is it a sustainable system, do you think, for them to have a competitive fifth team?
Well, they've got huge numbers, numbers that we would dream of having here, playing. And I think there's a very good argument for it. Time will tell, because I think it looks like it's going to go to 18 teams, but other people will sort that out. So I certainly think that there is a case for a side in that area in the Eastern Cape. It's a big area. Rugby is a passion, and there's a lot of talent. And there's a massive amount of their talent that is elsewhere because there was no opportunity for them to kick on.
Is there good resources? They've got the money and the gear, they've got it on hand?
Yeah, well, you need to ask other people around about the money side of it, but in terms of the resources for playing, fantastic. The stadium's world class. It was built for the Soccer World Cup. World class stadium. The turf is world class, and the facilities under the stadium itself for the players and the staff, fantastic. And there's good relationships with the university, and so the sports science element to it is there as well.
What was the result of the post-season review after the season was complete?
Well, the result was that the Kings, we lost to the Lions in the promotion relegation game. So the review was pretty simple. They're in and you're out, and that was that's how it was. So the Lions get their opportunity, and I think they'll go all right.
It's a hard way to plan ahead, though, isn't it? Because I knew that you got knocked out. You really, I suppose, that battle for that fifth position is quite intense. Forget about the rest of the Super 15 competition, just to survive.
Yeah, well, and plus it comes at the end of what's a massive campaign for us as being a first-year side. So you're battling every week against world-class players.